Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Samantha, and today, instead of talking about a haunted house or an institution or something like that, I decided we are going to talk about a ghost town that has ghosts. I've decided that today we are talking about Bodie, California. Warning, today's story talks about the paranormal as well as a curse, so just to be warned. If you guys like this video, please hit that subscribe button and make sure to like it. And if you have any comments at all, please leave them down below. Also, hit that notification button so you get notified every single time I upload a new video. And let's get back to it. So Bodie wasn't typically formed the way that normal cities or villages are. During an expedition, William S. Bodie, he and E.S. Taylor found gold in the Mono Lake Basin. The gold was found in July 1859. Unfortunately for William S. Bodie, he wouldn't ever actually get to see his incorporated town due to the fact that he had to go get supplies in the winter and actually didn't make it back. So he died in a snowstorm and his body wasn't found until 2 years later. But when they started up the mining companies and started up the town, they decided to name it Bodie, California. Although they did spell it differently. William S. Bodie was spelled B-O-D-E-Y, and Bodie, California is actually spelled B-O-D-I-E. But they did decide to name the town after him because he's the one who originally found the gold. In 1860, Bodie Mining District was started after him as well. So that was one of the first mines. The town started with only 20 buildings. I'm sorry, I have doggy visitors and they like to bark, so you'll probably hear them. You might also hear my child playing in the background. Our house is a little busy today. The town started with less than 20 buildings until the Bunker Hill Mining Company started in 1876. By 1879, there were actually 10,000 residents that would call Bodie home. They had houses, a school, a jail, a bank, mining companies, firefighter companies, hotels, cemeteries, stores, and a bunch of other things in their town at the time. In 1880, the city was actually kind of known as like a Wild West town. Once the boom happened, it gained sort of a reputation. With the boom came bars, saloons, a red light district, gambling dens, and brothels. And many of the civilians of the city were actually Chinese immigrants, so they even had their own Chinatown. Bodie's decline began in the 1880s, and by 1886, Bodie had a population of only about 1,500 residents, so it went from 10,000 to 1,500. This is due to the minerals that they were mining becoming less and less available, so many people decided to leave and work in nearby towns and cities in other mines. In July 1892, a lot of the buildings on Main Street were destroyed in a really big fire that was started in a restaurant. These buildings were rebuilt, or at least most of them were. And then in June 1932, another fire happened and it destroyed another portion of the Main Street area, which I'm not sure if a whole lot was rebuilt, but I know some was. At this point, the city was declining and there wasn't that many people that were still there, so they just did what they had to keep certain services afloat. During World War II, the government actually shut down a lot of mining companies. I'm not sure if it's because they needed the resources or they needed the manpower, but Bodie was no exception. The mines were shut down in 1942, and that year is the year that the last residents actually left Bodie. Bodie is now a historic ghost town, and you can actually go and visit it, but Bodie is also supposed to be cursed as well, now that it is a ghost town. Hauntings. When he was 25, J.S. Kane came to Bodie, and it is said that he was a really important figure at that time. Now, his house is actually still standing in Bodie today, and there is reports that a Chinese maid actually haunts the J.S. Kane house. She doesn't seem to like adults, but I guess she loves children. Adults who sleep in the house are said to feel someone putting their full body weight and sitting on top of them. That sounds a little creepy to me. I don't think I'd want to wake up to that. Other people have stated that they saw the bedroom door open and close. Now, there are rangers who live in Bodie in these houses, and so some of these stories have actually come from people who have lived in these houses. Other people have seen her sitting in a rocking chair, and some people say they see the rocking chair move all by itself. The Mendocini house is another house in Bodie that is said to be pretty active, and it supposedly has like a party atmosphere. You can hear people laughing and enjoying merriment, as well as children playing, and some people even say that you can smell Italian cooking as you're near the house, which I think would be amazing because I love Italian food, so yum yum. The Deschambault house has a spirit of a woman who looks out of a bedroom on the second floor. This is just a side note, but if you guys ever get a chance, History Hunters is a pretty cool YouTube channel. So they actually did a 2-part series where they went to Bodie and they got to see all of these houses and much, much more. And it was a really interesting video to watch. Also on YouTube, there is a video from the 50s that talks about Bodie being a ghost town at that point. So there's actually some more buildings that are no longer there today. At the Bodie Cemetery, you can actually see the headstone of the Angel of Bodie. Her name was Evelyn Myers, and she was only 3 years old. Now, Evelyn, I guess, really liked one of the miners that lived in town, and she used to like follow him around all the time through the town. But unfortunately, this one time, the miner was swinging a pickaxe and he didn't see her behind him. And he actually ended up striking her in the head, which unfortunately she passed away from. People say that they see Evelyn playing in the cemetery near her headstone. And it's actually a very popular spot in Bodie where people go and pay their respects to little Evelyn. It's really sad for poor little Evelyn. Lights can be seen in multiple vacant buildings throughout Bodie. As well, you can hear music being played as you're walking down the street. Oh, another side note that I was really excited about. The store that's still standing in Bodie is actually, I can't remember the full name, but I remember that the name has Boone in it, and in case you didn't know, that's my last name, so I thought that was pretty cool. There have been stories about hangings, shootings, vigilante justice in Bodie, so it's not surprising that the place has so much activity. Along with these ghost stories, there is also the story of the Bodie curse. The Bodie curse basically is that if you go visit Bodie and you take anything, and I mean anything, it can be a remnant of something that was there. It could be so much as a broken shard of glass or a pebble, then misfortune and tragedy is supposed to follow you. Now, I don't know what all of the specifics of these tragedies are, but I know that in the museum gift shop in Bodie, they actually have a book of letters that have been sent back to Bodie with the pieces of the town that people have taken, and they are like, please lift this curse off of me. Ever since I left with this piece, my life has just gone downhill, something to that effect. So make sure that if you do ever visit Bodie, you don't take anything. I know, I sure wouldn't. Don't know the exact cause of this curse, but it is supposedly the ghosts of Bodie that are protecting it. And also these letters are on display at the Bodie Museum. Okay, so I managed to finish my story before I managed to finish my makeup. I've gotten really good at that. So I'm just gonna finish this up and I'll be right back. Be right back while I go put my costume on. I am Little Red Riding Hood, in case you can't tell. I just want to thank everybody for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I do appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Enjoy this lovely October. I love Halloween season, so we're going to be doing a few costumey ideas every week. Look for my videos. They'll be uploaded on Saturday, and I call it Spooky Story Saturday. So if you guys want to check them out, please come and see me on Saturdays. All right, thanks. Have a good one. Bye.